President Trump just accused Cyril Ramaphosa of racism against white South Africans.
The death of people. Death. 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 Horrible death. Death. I don't know. To pick anyone, white South Africans are fleeing because of the violence and racist laws. And this is all, I mean, I'll give these to you.
No,
so when you say, what would I like to do? I don't know what to do. Look at this. White South African couples say that they were attacked violently. And, well, I could do that. Look, here's burial sites all over the place. They're all...
The President Cyril Ramaphosa was already scheduled for an official visit in United States. He met with Trump face-to-face, not just to address the claim, but to calm the tension and focus on rebuilding the strengthened relationship between the two countries. The President Donald Trump claimed that white farmers in South Africa were being targeted, accusing President Cyril Ramaphosa and political leader Julius Malema of racial discrimination. So a week ago, not so long, after 49 white South Africans arrived in Washington with refugee status, U.S. government reportedly covered the flag.
You're taking people's land away from them. And those people, in many cases, are being executed. They're being executed. And they happen to be white, and most of them happen to be farmers. And that's a tough situation. I don't know how you explain that. How do you explain that? They're taking people's land away, and in many cases, those people are being executed. And in many cases, it's not the government that's doing it. It's people that kill them and then take their land, and nothing happens to them. But we have thousands of people that want to come into our country. They're also going to Australia in a smaller number. But we have thousands of people that want to come into our country, and they're white farmers, and they feel that they're going to die in South Africa. Now this is very bad. These are burial sites right here. Burial sites. Over 1,000 of white farmers, and those cars are lined up to pay love on a Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see is a cross, and there's approximately 1,000 of them. They're all white farmers, the family of white farmers. And those cars aren't driving, they're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who was killed.
Go after a white man. There will be a terrible pain because you have touched a white man. Not because Mashama and Sodi will not be touched. They will be touched, no one. But we are starting with this whiteness. We are cutting the throat of whiteness. Shoot, kill, no master. Kill the brewer, the farmer. Kill the brewer, the farmer. Pa, pa, pa. Shoot to kill, no master. Kill the brewer, the farmer. Kill the brewer, the farmer.
Let me clarify that, because what you saw, the speeches that were being made, one, that is not government policy. We have a multi-party democracy in South Africa that allows people to express themselves, political parties to adhere to various policies, and in many cases, or in some cases, those policies do not go along with government policy. Our government policy is completely against what he was saying, even in the parliament. And they're a small minority party, which is allowed to exist in terms of our constitution.
But you do allow them to take land.
No.
You do allow them to take land.
Nobody can take land.
And then when they take the land, they kill the white farmer. And when they kill the white farmer, nothing happens to them.
No. There is
nothing happens to them.
There is criminality in our country. People who do get killed, unfortunately through criminal activity, are not only white people. Majority of them are black people. And we have now
The
been
farmers are
utilized.
black. The farmers are not black.
So we are going to welcome our special guest, Frederick Loboa, with more clarification. So you're welcome, Mr. Frederick. The question is, what is your take on Ramaphosa visits US? Was it for diplomacy or humiliation, as so many people are talking about? What is your take?
Once again, I came back to what's my take. But we need to first look at the reason why Ramaphosa visited the US. This generated from the tariff situation, the trade war between Trump and the world, because Trump had pressed almost 31% of the tariff on the South African government vis-a-vis the other side. So Ramaphosa visited US to try and amend and to try to bring the trade back between the two countries. Because when you look at the trade between the US and the South Africa as a government, almost $21.1 billion is the trade they are trading between, and South Africa is benefiting and US is also benefiting. So when you look at these two countries, they have their common interest is trade that bring them together, because South Africa invests in US and the US invests in South Africa. So and US benefits from South Africa in terms of mineral exports and other things, mineral exports, agriculture and other things. Then trade between the US, that they export a lot of automotives, they export service, they export technology and other things. Then Ramaphosa went there to amend the trade relations, but then he fell into a trap. He didn't know that this was the whole plan, because the whole fracas that happened in the White House was all staged. Even the footage that was there was not real footage. It was some videos got from there and there and added. For example, the footage where they saw that the white boas were being killed or masked in the Red Cross. This was a video that was got from Congo. And then this other video that they showed. They showed where the clothes and the white people that are trying to mourn. This was all fabricated. The video was just made for years back to commemorate or in the honor of the white farmer that had died years back. But he did not die as a result of Julius Malema's song or Julius Malema's urge for South African land to be taken back to the black people of South Africa, which is the majority, of course. No, it was a video that was done to commemorate the white farmers that were killed under the result of crime that is taking over South Africa. But then we come back to the gist of the matter. Why Ramaphosa visited the US? It was all trade relations. It was all to reduce or stop the tariffs, the 31% tariff that was imposed on South Africa as a government. Because remember, these two countries, these two states, they have an agreement between the AGOA, that is the African Gross Production Act that was made, and other trade agreement that were signed between these two countries. So South Africa benefits a lot. So you can't see your trade partner doing this and then you don't go to try to mend the minds, to try to bring diplomacy at play, to try bring back the trade. That's the common interest they have as US, between the US and South Africa. But we must take note that over 21 billion is the money that is being traded between these two states, US dollars, between these two states every year. South Africa invests and the US invests, and South Africa holds a position of 40, that is I think it is 41% among the largest countries that where US exports their goods from: automotives, service, technology and industry, the cars, the service industry and the internet and other technologies, Facebook, WhatsApp, name it. All of them, they are being traded in between. And South Africa again in return exports or give them raw materials like agricultural produces and minerals, gold, diamond and platinum, which is a very crucial element in making these machines and other electronic appliances. So I think Ramaphosa fell into a trap, but he played it cool because he went for diplomatic reasons. He played it cool to don't try annoy his partner, because if you look at South Africa and US GDP, South Africa is lower than the US. So In terms of trade negotiation now, South Africa would stay calm because they want to get the benefits of the bigger player, which is the US. So that's my case.
Thank you very much for this very wonderful analysis. I think you've understood already the cause of visits of Ramaphosa to United States. So it was Mr. Frederick Ruboa, a political analyst. Now let's watch what Julius Malema said.
That the Parliament will be tabling a budget speech very soon. What is your view on that, and also the issue, the visit of the President to United States of America? If you can just maybe put
Yes.
your view on those.
It was badly timed because budget is coming to Parliament for the third time, and the President is not there. Once budget comes for the third time, it means it's a crisis. You cannot leave your country in a crisis and go to America where you're going to be ill-treated. He's going to be ill-treated. He will not be given the necessary respect, and that's what Americans do. Madiba tried to convince them that there were no weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, and then the President Mbeki did the same, tried to convince them that there are no weapons of mass destruction. They still went on to destroy Iraq, even when there was no evidence. Till to date, they've not produced a single evidence that there was weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. So it's a waste of time. He's going to, if he wants them to start treating him differently and is going to beg them to attend the G20, he's going to have to compromise some of the fundamental policies of this country, which were not prepared. If he does that, he must not come back. He must stay there with those 49 Afrikaners already. He must also stay there because he can't compromise our sovereignty for political expediency. We've got positions on Palestine. We've got position on the embassy of Israel. We have a resolution of Parliament that said that embassy must leave South Africa. It's majority in Parliament took that decision. So you cannot go alone as an executive overrule the position of Parliament. If he does that, it will be illegal and we're going to fight it. There are no Afrikaners who have been killed here in South Africa. It's not true. And there are no 49 Afrikaners who left South Africa. You all know that. It's a fiction. It's drama. You know, America with drama is number one. That thing is Movango. I don't know what is Movango in Africa. It's just a drama. I believe they landed and then they waited for cameras, took them pictures. The next flight back to South Africa. If those people are farmers, it means there are 49 farms available. Why are we not expropriating them? Because they've abandoned them. But why is the media not telling us? Because they say these are farmers. Why is the media, through its own investigation, say to us, this picture you see is a farmer at this. They are not farmers. There's no one who left farming here in South Africa. I suspect that those whites were these ones who were looking after cars at the parking lot. They were attending to cars and they went to fetch them there. They can't live. They will never live the kind of life they live here in South Africa, anywhere else. Even if you live here as a millionaire and you go to USA, your money gets reduced to nothing. So no American or Afrikaner will leave South Africa for America. It's not true. Our country, there's no killing of white people. We're not killing white people. We're demanding our land. We're saying, let's share this land. Let's all work the land. And if that is a crime, it's a crime we're prepared to commit. Because we can't, when we're asking for food, and say, no, you're committing crime by asking. We're having a robust debate on land in South Africa. And that must never be used to silence us by America.